Hello, my name is Roisin Duffy. I work as a tutor for the Dublin and DDLETB Adult Education Service. Today I will be demonstrating potting up seedlings and the different growing media. Please remember to stay safe by washing your hands, social distancing and observing the government COVID-19 guidelines. Enjoy the video. Hi everyone, today in this video we are going to be potting up our seedlings. So the last video I showed you how to do seedlings, loads of different types, loads of different ways. And this one is our seedlings that are already germinated. These are ready to be potted up now. So these were all indoors, so I need to take them back indoors now. I can't have them out too long. So there's a few different kinds I have here. This is lavender, this one here. This is Petunia pendula, so a trailing petunia, and these little fellas are forget-me-nots. Now the reason why they've gone long, and we call it leggy when they've gone quite long like that, it's just that it's the light. I don't have very good light at my back window, and it's just positioning that it's just positioning of the sun where my house is. These ones here are actually 6 to 8 weeks old. They're quite old. They just took a long time. And only one sprouted. This one here sprouted, or maybe this one. And I was wondering, I just thought it was very odd. So every time I'd water, what I would do was actually reshuffle the soil. Just move it around. And that's when the others would start popping up then. Same thing with this. That's why it's all uneven looking. Every time I'd water it, I'd just reshuffle the soil, just to see could I displace any seeds. So I'm going to do these guys for the moment, the lavender. I'm going to pop them up into this size here, and then when they're finished, too big in there, you'll see the little white roots sticking out. That's when you put them into their individual pots, like this. If you don't have them, you can use, again, this is a container like the last time. I put drainage holes in it, very important, and this had danishes in it. So you can use something like that. It's a nice strong plastic. You can even use something like this, as long as they have drainage holes. Okay, it's very important. Also, if you're going to introduce them to outside, we need to do it, you don't want them to go into shock. So we need to gently bring them outside. So bring them out in the day, bring them in the night. For about a week to 10 days, do that. It's strange lately, this is quite warm now, I can feel the sun, but it could get really, really cold this evening, and or really, really cold tomorrow. So be careful. So if I had these plants out, they would have died in this heat, and then severe cold. It's very unpredictable weather at the moment. So what you do is you do not touch the stem. It's very important. If you touch the stem, it'll look fine that day. The next day you'll go back and it'll be falling over dead. It's called dampening off when the edge is damaged like that. So what we have to do is I loosen it. This is easy because there's not that many in here. I use this as a dibber. I don't have a lot of my tools are in the press and work. So this is what I have to make do with a spoon. I'm making do here. I'm going to take it by the leaf. So if the leaf breaks, it'll still grow, but if I grab that stem, I'll just kill it. So after all that work, 6 to 8 weeks, you don't want to kill these. So in it goes, gently. Maybe I'll do it with my other hand next time. There we go, in a bit. Now, I'm just going to do one more. Not touching it, but trying to get it to stand up. There we go. Now, try and level that out, because so then when you water it won't pool. So I'm just going to go for this big one here. It looks nice and big. So when you're growing things like this, tomatoes or peppers that you don't, broccoli, cauliflower, that you don't need all the seeds, just go for the bigger ones for the moment. It's just quite heavy with all that soil on it. Now, There we go. Now, so I'll plant all them ones after the video, and when I'm watering, this is the important bit. So we can't put food or plant food or anything on these yet. When they're in that size pot, yes, you can put in plant food, but just for the moment, just plain peat. See how delicate they are? The wind is even knocking them over. So just for the moment, when we're watering in the corners, water the corners. When I was watering these, I watered the corners. Just if you plonk the water on top, you're just going to kill them, crush them and waste your time. So in at the edges here, and I would give these a decent water. You can see that compost is quite dry. So I let it actually sit on a tray or something, because these are still inside, or in a greenhouse if you have a greenhouse. These are just at my back patio window, patio door. So that's what I would do with these. These little ones are going to be a lot harder to do, but we'll try a bigger one. There's actually 2 or 3 growing from, there's actually a few more growing there. This is the biggest. So if there's loads in an area, just grab the whole clump. It's not a problem. Here we go.
Move your hand.
Now, there we go. In there, I'd probably actually fit 2 or 3. So when these grow, lavender, you know, will grow about this size-ish. That's quite big. But forget-me-nots, they can grow probably aim for about that size each, but they will spread themselves. They'll self-seed. And this one, petunia, the trailing petunia, that will grow, but you want it to hang off, so they will look lovely over there in the corner. So I'm going to plant up one of these. So again, grabbing the leaf.
You're blocking your hand like this.
I'm just grabbing the leaf. Oh, I dropped it. Oh no. There we go. I'll do that again up closer to the camera, because I blocked the camera. Now, do it again, bring it up close, swap around. Now these ones are crying to be repotted. Here's this one. They're all matted together here. There we go. This one. Yeah. Not much of a root ball on them. They're tiny. Don't have a look there, Benny. Not much of a root at all. So try not to leave. I see a lot of videos and they leave the roots exposed to the air. Try not to do that. Don't take them all out and then plant them. Plant them straight away, because roots are meant to be under the soil. They're not meant to be left out to the air, unless it's something like an orchid. Then they're meant to be. That's why they're sold in see-through pots. People always get them and then put them into a darker pot because it looks nicer. No, you're meant to leave orchids in a see-through pot. They get energy from the sunlight, the roots do, which is a little bit different to these. So I haven't labelled any of them, but I'll remember I did 2, and I'm going to do another forget-me-not in that one later. If you didn't have any peat, this is cocoa peat. So this is what I talked about in the last one, the last class. So that's this one here. It looks almost the same. That is just plain moss peat, and this is cocoa peat. So you get it dried like this and it swells out completely. So that's that one. And I just wanted to go through this is bark. You'll see this added to a lot of your peat, again because peat is a non-renewable in our lifetime, so that's why they're trying to reduce it down. So there's no harm in you adding a bit of your home compost. This is my home compost. Adding a bit of this into your peat, just to reduce it down. Adding a bit of perlite, a bit of vermiculite. I don't have examples of them, of course, because they're in my locker and work. But Google them if you can't remember what they look like. They're natural ash. They come from ash volcano. So this is just examples of our old potato peelings and grass cuttings and shredded paper. Oh, well. Oh, and when you don't have a choice and you want to put something outside but you're not sure whether it's going to last, make a little greenhouse. Why not? was a drink. It's a nice thick one. It's clear. Put it over it. What harm is it going to do? There we go. Put it out there. Just make sure you can see there. The problem now is that if that grows anymore, it's going to hit off the edges, and we don't want that. If it hits off the edges, it could die. So I'm going to that wouldn't be suitable for that one, but you just saw the example. When it gets too hot, open the lid. Another example would be, if you want bigger, use these bottles. Just cut the bottom off, take the label off, and there you go. There's your example of your indoor greenhouse, and it actually does work, and I'll be showing you in the next video rose cuttings I took. If you want to just pan over there, Brenny, real quick, I just used 2 bottles there, and they have actually really worked very well. So in the next video I'll go through what I did there, but this is just cut off the bottom, pot on top, and you can even see it steaming already. This is just, it's great. So it just saves it won't die then, okay? That's why you do that. And watering, sprayer. If you don't, if I would recommend watering to the corner, but just be very careful. The speed you do this on something like that, you could kill it as well. So just kind of water make sure you water the compost, not the plant. Okay, when it's older, yes, it can take it, but not at this young stage. This is very delicate stage. Okay, I think that's it.